G-Day, people! This is Sharpino here, the coach of the Sydney Krookodiles here, welcoming you guys to week 6 of the PMC League Team Builders. So if you guys are excited, last week we came up with a win against the Pittsburgh Steelix 4-0, so that was a very good battle indeed. Good game once again to Pittsburgh Steelix. But now this week, picking that up, we do have a very big challenge ahead of us. We are going up against the Dallas Manectrics, led by LuckyLadTV. The link of his channel is in the description down below. And let me tell you, I've been watching his battles, and I'm competing with him and the Tampa Bay Krookodiles for a spot in the playoffs. So really, this battle is going to have so much riding on it. A win for one of us could be the difference between us making it to the playoffs and losing the playoffs. So we will have to verse each other twice. This week, and I think week 8 or 9, and then we have to verse the Tampa Bay Krookodiles once again. I think it's next week. So we have to make sure that we come prepared. In the first week we got destroyed by the Tampa Bay Krookodiles, but hopefully we can try to bring it back this week because we have so much riding on this, and I would really love to make the playoffs in my first league draft with the Sydney Krookodiles here. It would definitely be a great accomplishment. But we have a lot of prepping to do, and we have a big match ahead of us. So let's go ahead. I'll explain to you guys what the Dallas Manectrics do have on their team, and it is a very scary team to say the least. They do have the Sylveon, they have Crobat, they have Jirachi, they have Dallas Manectrics, they have Krookodile, they have Kyurem, they have Suicune, they have Hitmontop, they have Meloetta, they have Gourgeist, and they have the Mega Manectric. So a very intimidating team to say the least. I would say right off the bat, the biggest concerns I have for this team is obviously the legendaries, so Meloetta, Suicune, Kyurem, and Jirachi. Definitely big worries there, especially because I watched their match last week against the Chicago Sacred Fires, and their Meloetta really brought it home for their matchup. So I'm a little bit worried about what they are bringing this week. And like I said, even aside from that, they have Diamante and Krookodiles, which easily could be Scarfers. But yeah, those are just a lot of, and even Crobat and Sylveon, like Sylveon just being a devastating force in OU, and Crobat just having the speed, Brave Bird, and all that. So let's go ahead and I'll show you guys what I brought and why I brought it. So I'm going to go ahead and just minimize this so I could try to remember and explain what I'm bringing and why I'm bringing it. Because like I said, this is going to be a big match, and we have to make sure that we come prepared for this week here. So first and foremost, we do have the Talonflame. Not enough to be said that Talonflame really came through last week, killing 3 Pokemon last week, and Sharp Beak Gale Wings with Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, Will-O-Wisp, and Roost. Now, Will-O-Wisp obviously been there because of obviously the Krookodile. It can hurt it can get residual damage on the Suicune. It can hurt the Crobat. Even the Gourgeist and all that, but him on top. But other than that, Talonflame is just there to check. It can put some work on the Sylveon. It can definitely put the work on the Jirachi. Could do work with Diamante, because Diamante is frail as shit. Probably wouldn't say that Kyurem. Kyurem would probably do more damage to Talonflame than we would. Even him on top, Gourgeist, and even the Meloetta. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, Will-O-Wisp, Roost. It's the same set that we've been using since the start. So I'm pretty happy with that there. Next that we have on the list is the Alakazam. Now, because I am so afraid of big Scarfers. There are so many different potential Pokemon. Diamante, Krookodile, and Kyurem, even Jirachi could all be Scarfers. So this week we are bringing a Scarf Alakazam with Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball, Hidden Power Ground. Now the Hidden Power Ground is more so for the Jirachi. It's more so for the Dimantan. It could also hurt the Mega Manectric. It really just depends. Dazzling Gleam can really put the work on the Krookodile, the Kieran, the Hitmontop, and well, that's about it. And then then we got the Energy Ball. The Energy Ball is there for the Suicune, because Suicune is by itself a pretty threatening Pokemon. And then we have Trick. So if we can see a possible wall, we can go ahead and just put the Trick on that Pokemon there. So that definitely would work for us, especially if we can get a Trick on a Carmine Suicune. That would be absolutely hilarious if we can actually get that locked on, because it basically means that we get a free hit, and give or take what he wants to do, we pretty much get a free hit on another Pokemon of his. Then next we have our physical wall Jellicent over here. Now instead of leftovers, I'm going with the Rocky Helmet because he does have a lot of physical hitters, and I thought the Rocky Helmet would definitely put more punishment to him than normal. So Rocky Helmet will Water Absorb with Scald, Ice Beam, Will-O-Wisp, and Recover. It's the same set we've run. The only difference is I pack in the Rocky Helmet instead of leftovers, only because I don't see our Pokemon Jellicent here being really in a locked battle. The only one I could see possibly be locking horns with is probably the Suicune, but if Suicune's packing the Hidden Power Grass to answer the Jellicent, it's going to be a very short-lived battle to say the least. So that is definitely one thing we can worry about. Even the Gorgeist, Ice Beam really could do the work on it, but really Seed Bomb from a Gorgeist will do a lot of damage to us. And I've also seen he's actually packed the Yachi Berry for the Kieran against the 10th Bay Crocodiles. That was absolutely hilarious. Alright, so that is our matchup there. Next one we have is a Tyranitar, and this Tyranitar is a little bit different once again. We do have the Citrus Berry instead of the normal moveset, because I've made this a physically offensive Tyranitar because I think that I've been running the special Tyranitar pretty much since this week 2. And I honestly think that at this point now he might be expecting us to bring the specially attacking Tyranitar. So we're going to go for Citrus Berry on the off chance that we can live a hit from a Hyper Voice from the Sylveon, which, I mean, even with we should be able to live it. Even though, because we are max HP, max special defense, we should be able to live one hit long enough for us to get a Stone Edge off, and a Stone Edge would kill the Sylveon, it will kill the Crobat, and then we've got Thunder Punch for the Suicune and the Crobat, and then we have Payback for the Gorgeist, and if we're able to live a hit and something else can dish it out for us, we can go ahead and do the Payback, and then we've got the Stealth Rock. Because Stealth Rock actually hurts quite a bit of Pokemon on his team. It hurts the Crobat, it hurts the Dimantan, it hurts the Kyurem, and that's about it. But other than that, it just gives us residual damage. So if he does, if we do get the Trick off sooner or later, it will actually work to our advantage there. So hopefully things work out, because I know that Dimantan with Superpower can be a bitch to deal with. But then again, if we can live a U-turn, there's a possible chance we can get this to work, but we'll just see how things go. Next we have our Mega Sableye, Prankstar as always, with Dark Pulse, Will-O-Wisp, Carmine, and Recover. Now, this is more so for preparation for that Suicune in case it is a Krookune. Because Krookune substitute Scald, Carmine, and either Rest, or either Ice Beam or Hidden Power Grass. That's the way it normally works with leftovers. So if we can get Dark Pulse or Will-O-Wisp, Carmine, Recover. So if it comes down to a one-on-one match with a Suicune, hopefully we can set up long enough that we can get it to go through. The only problem is I do know that Suicune has a lot more natural bulk than a Mega Sableye, but at the same time, we can get set up the Will-O-Wisp and get the residual damage off. It actually would work to our advantage, because we do have Recover as well. Obviously, the difference being if he lands a critical hit or a Skull Burn. But other than that, though, this is pretty much a built set. Obviously, it can take on the Jirachi, it can take on the Darmanitan pretty well. It can take on, like I said, a Suicune if it's a Krookune. Meloetta, it can definitely deal with even the Gorgeist, and then we got the Mega Manectric, which you can wall. If it gets enough Carmines, we can live the Volt Switch or a Thunderbolt off a Dallas Manectric. Lastly, the last Pokemon I'm going to bring here today is the Dragalge. Now, this is going to be a little bit different this week. So this week I'm bringing Dragalge with a White Herb, and the reason for that is because if we can bring in Dragalge on, say, a Sylveon, and basically we could pretty much leave ourselves back to square one, so that we have to leave him in we can pretty much be able to take some hits per day. So we're going to go for a Calm, White Herb Adaptability, Draco Meteor, Sludge Wave, Thunderbolt, and Toxic Spikes. So that's the other thing as well, is that he doesn't have anything to get rid of Toxic Spikes. So if we can set up Stealth Rock with Toxic Spikes, we should be good to go, because he's got nothing on his team that really wants to deal with it. The only thing I can see on his team that might be able to get rid of it is Sylveon or the Mellow Weather with Heal Bell. That's the only thing I can see him that could possibly get out of a, you know, get rid of those Toxic Spikes there, because he does have him on top as his spinner, which is why we have Jellicent to check it. So if he wants to try to get a rapid spin off, we can go ahead and swap in Jellicent and he can't spin. And then it gives us a free shot to go for Skull, a free shot to go for Ice Beam or a Will-O-Wisp on anything on his team there. So hopefully we have done a prep to take on his team here. If I had to pick 6 Pokemon that we are going to see this week, I'm going to go ahead and say, because we have no ground types, we're definitely going to see the Mega Manectric. It's inevitable that we're going to see the Mega Manectric because we don't have any ground types. So that's probably the first one I'm going to think of. Next, I'm going to think we're going to see that Mellow Weather. Next, I'm going to think we're going to see is that Suicune. So that's 3 Pokemon. Then Kieran, I reckon Krookodile, because Krookodile actually does a bit of work against our team. And then maybe the Jirachi. Oh, I think I said Jirachi. So maybe the Crobat, the Sylveon. So one of those last 2 Pokemon I can definitely see as being Pokemon that are going to be brought. Yeah, sorry about that, I just got a phone call there. I'll just finish off the video. So hopefully, like I said, we've come prepared for this matchup. So if you guys are excited for this episode, go ahead and leave a like down below, because as always, your support is greatly appreciated. And let's hope the Sydney Krookodiles can pull through this week, because we're competing against the Dallas Manectrics and the Tampa Bay Frogadiers to go ahead and get their work on for the playoffs. So hopefully we can come up with the W to increase our chances of making it to the playoffs. So until next time I see you guys, so stay safe, stay sharp, and I will catch you guys all next time. Later!